Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna do a little bit of a glam look using the classic technique. For a pro makeup artist, a classic technique is a little bit of lifting here and everything really blended, where you have luminosity here and you have a definition or a little bit of darkness in the outer portion, in the outer portion of your eye. And by the way, I'm gonna do it in a voiceover because the video is gonna be a lot shorter. So without any further ado, let's just right jump to the tutorial. I'm gonna start with my Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enrich face base to prep my skin. I'm gonna dot it in my entire complexion and then I'm gonna blend it all over my face. Now I'm gonna go with the Clarins Instant Smooth and I'm gonna apply this only in the areas where I have large pores, and I'm gonna press it at the same time that I'm gonna blend it in that particular areas. Now I'm gonna go with my Bobbi Brown concealer in the shade Bisque and I'm gonna place it in my sunspot to get a little bit more coverage. Now I'm gonna use my P. Louise base in the shade 0 and Rumor 3 and I'm gonna mix them and I'm going to apply them in my lid, and I'm gonna carve a little bit my brows, and I'm gonna set this with my Nars light reflecting loose setting powder. Now I'm gonna start with the eyes and I'm gonna use this Lorac Meraki palette, and I'm gonna start with the shade light brown with this Luxie 121 brush. I'm going to apply it above my natural crease in small circular motions. I'm gonna start to blend it and I'm going to connect it with the initial part of my nose. I'm gonna keep on building intensity and also the coverage of this shadow, and I'm gonna blend it going towards my eyebrow. Then I'm gonna go to the shade Cool Taupe and I'm going to be a little bit more strategic where I place this. This is going to be on top of my natural crease, going a little bit over her just to intensify this area. Now with a clean brush, this is the RLM Moda Pro BMX 430, I'm gonna blend any edges or harsh lines that I may have built. Now I'm gonna go to the shade Cashmere, this really light gold shade, and I'm going to apply it all over my mobile lid with my finger. To intensify my outer corner, I'm gonna use this Luxie 229 and the shade Cool Taupe, and I'm going to focus it, as I said, in my outer corner, and I'm gonna start blending it towards the inside of my eye and my temple, just to give a little bit of more continuance to this. Now I'm gonna go to this Biography Celestial shade and I'm going to apply it all over my mobile lid with this Luxie 211 brush. It's just to give a little bit more sparkle to my mobile lid. I'm going to use this pigment from Inglot. This is the 118 and I'm going to press it into my lid with this Luxie 211. Be careful with the fallout because this is a loose pigment. I'm not trying to be precise because I'm not doing a half cut crease, but I'm trying to mainly apply it in my mobile lid. Now I'm going to use another Inglot pigment. This is in the shade 119 and this one I'm going to apply it in the ending part of the first one and to meet with the Cool Taupe. This is kind of a rosy shade and it's going to help with the blending of the two shades. Now I'm going to use this P. Louise base in the shade Lilac with this Colourpop E20 and I'm going to apply it in my inner corner. Now I'm going to use this Sigma E17 with this Stila liquid lipstick in the shade Rico, and I'm going to try to do kind of a liner without doing the wing. I just want to have the intensity and this as a base to help me get all the opacity that I want from a shade like this. And using this RLM Moda Pro 420 brush, I'm gonna start blending this shade using the same shape that I did as a guideline. Just making sure that everything is well blended and getting to the shape that I want. Now I'm gonna use this Ofra Symphony palette in the shade Tempo. And this one, I'm gonna apply it with this Sigma E36 brush, which is a really small blending brush to get precision and to not get out where I want this shade to be, just to place it in the area where I have already applied this really intense berry shade. I'm gonna use again the RLM Moda Pro BMX 430 brush to get rid of any edges or harsh lines, just to have a really soft application. Now I'm gonna use this Jeffree Star Cosmetics concealer to carve out my really precise and lifted
and clean up. And I'm going to use this Luxie 221 brush to help me be extremely precise and sharp with this cleanup. Now I'm going to use the same concealer again to apply it where I need to brighten my under eye. I'm using the Sigma P82 brush to help me keep the intensity and the coverage that I want from this concealer. I'm pressing it. I'm not like blending or buffing it. As I said, I want to keep the coverage that this concealer offers. Now I'm going to go for foundation, and I'm going to use this LYS one, and I'm going to dot it in my entire complexion. And to blend it, this is my favorite brush, the Alamar Cosmetics bronze brush, and I'm going to firstly press it in the center of my face where I could need a little bit of more coverage, and on the rest of my complexion I'm going to start buffing it, making sure that I have blended and apply it all over my complexion. Be careful and mindful of your hairline, your neck, and also your ears. Now I'm gonna go with this Dior Airflash, but instead of applying it all over my complexion, I'm going to apply it under my contour area and a little bit in the perimeter of my superior part of the face. I'm stamping it instead of buffing it. Now I'm gonna go for concealer, and I'm gonna use the same brand as I use for foundation, the LYS, because this has a little bit of peachy tone to it, which will help me make everything a little bit more cohesive. And I'm going to use this Sephora 57 brush to press it into my complexion. I'm not diffusing or swiping or buffing. I'm just keeping the coverage. I'm going to use this number 7 Perfect Light Pressed Powder in the shade Translucent, and I'm using this LH Cosmetic Powder Puff to press it into my under eye. And I'm going to use a little bit of the Nars loose powder to not bake, but have that as a mantle to catch any fallout. Now I'm going to go again with the Sigma E17 and the Stila liquid lipstick all over my bottom lashes. And I'm going to use this Sigma E21 to buff it and to connect it to the outer portion of my top eye look. And also I'm going to make sure to blend it into my inner corner. Now I'm going to use Cool Taupe again with the Luxie 141 to buff everything and to blend it. I'm going to lower it as much as my eye can handle. Now I'm going to use this Colourpop Creme Gel Liner in the shade Show Me, and I'm going to apply it all over my waterline. Now I'm going to go to this MAC Extended Play Giga Black Mascara, and I'm going to apply it all over my bottom lashes because I have lash extensions, so I can use it on my top ones. I'm gonna set everything in place with the Nars loose powder with this MAC 150 brush, and I'm just applying a really light coat of powder. I'm gonna bronze and also a little bit of contour with this Colourpop Pressed Powder Bronzer in the shade Spectacle. I'm gonna bronze in my cheekbones, also my jawline, and I have to block this really good because I have an elongated face. Also in my forehead, really near my hairline, because I have technically a small forehead, just to warm up everything. Now I'm gonna go for blush, and for blush I'm gonna use the HMN Pure Velvet Cream Blusher in the shade Autumn Rust with this Eco Tool Complexion Buffer. To fill my eyebrows, I went with the shade Corduroy with Jet Black with this angle brush from Morphe. I have really thick eyebrows, so I just have to fill a couple of gaps in there just to make them as alike as they can be. Now I'm going to use this Benefit Gimme Brow Plus in the shade 4.5, and I'm just going to brush this through my entire eyebrows just to comb them and place them exactly where I want them to be. I'm gonna start with lips, and first I'm going to line them. I'm gonna use this Maybelline New York lip liner, and I'm going to just draw them exactly the way they are in my bottom, but in my top I'm going to correct a little bit of things that I have there. I'm going to try to do kind of a bit of an ombre effect on both on top and bottom lip. This is just to give a little bit of more poutiness to my lips, and I'm going to clean up the edges with the same brush that I used earlier, the Moth Pigment Packer, because he already had a little bit of leftover from the P. Louise base. Now I'm going to use this lip oil from Colourpop in the shade Blossom Out all over top and bottom lip. To set everything in place, I'm going to use this MAC Fix Plus all over my complexion. For my inner corner, I'm going to use this pigment from Inglot in the shade 97 with this Arlen Moda Pro angle brush to help this area really stand out from the rest of the eye look.
So sweet, this is it. This is the entire makeup look. I love how my eyes look, and I did a really tight ponytail in order to get that really snatch eye look. I'm not too much into really cleaning up this area. I like it a little bit more diffuse, but if you're into it, just do a ponytail and that will help you clean up a lot this area here of your eye. I love the shadow combinations that I did, and I did a little bit of multitasking because I use a liquid lipstick to do kind of a liner situation. I blended it and then I set it with the shadow that you saw me using, which was the Ofra one. So sweets, I hope you like it, and if you did, please press the like button. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I really appreciate it if you do. And if you want to get notified every time I upload a video, press the notifications bell, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.